Hey y'all! Welcome back to Flyy Mommy Life. I am the original Rika.
Just Ryan Ashley.
And today's topic is going to be co-parenting.
Yay! So we took to our Instagram and asked you guys what did you guys want to hear about, and the majority was co-parenting. So here we are. Before we go into the actual topic, we just wanted to give you guys a mini bio about ourselves and our current co-parenting situations.
Right. And we also want to throw a disclaimer out there that this is not any male bashing. This is to help uplift all the individual parties involved.
Yes.
So we're just here to tell our total truth and nothing but the truth.
Absolutely. I have two beautiful daughters, Zion and Zoe. Zion is 9 and Zoe is 6. I had Zion when I got pregnant with her when I was 21. I had her when I was 21. When I got pregnant, her father and I were not together, and it was pretty rough in the beginning, pretty rough. But currently, we have a great co-parenting relationship. I'm very satisfied the status of our co-parenting relationship. We have both come to the consensus that Zion is the most important person in each of our lives, and what she needs is all that we need to focus on. So that's with Zion. With Zoe, I was 24 when I had Zoe. That's when I also got pregnant when I was 24, and I had her when I was 24. And her father and I were together. It was a toxic relationship. We had many ups and downs, and currently we still have our ups and downs. We're trying to work past them, but it's a work in progress. It's not where I want it to be or where I think he wants it to be, but it's a work in progress. And I really truly believe it's something possible that can happen between the two of us, but we're still working on it.
All right. And I'm 31. I have two beautiful children as well. Ria Mari, that's my daughter. She is 10 years old. And my son, Jace, he is 1. With Rio, I got pregnant when I was 20 and had her at 21. Me and her father were not together at that time. However, we were still very intimate during my pregnancy and following my pregnancy of having her. He wasn't around that much. His family was very involved. His family was very much involved. And I want to say going on almost 2 years, that's when he became more involved. And we have like a great relationship now. Of course, we still bump heads, but Rio is our heart. So whatever she wants, whatever we can do for her, we do it together. And it's actually been a breeze. And I'm so thankful that we're able to co-parent together. It's the best thing I could ever ask for. Me and Jace's father, I got pregnant with Jace when I was 29 and had him at 30. And me and him were together living. It was the most unhealthiest relationship I've ever been in. And but he was supportive. He came to every single doctor's appointment, and he takes Jace to all his appointments now. Just everything's pretty much kind of toxic. So currently he still gets his son and sees him often, weekly. However, me and him do not communicate at all. And that was by choice for me. So that's where we're standing.
Jump right into the topic of co-parenting. The first question, and I'm going to let Rika answer it first, is can co-parenting exist?
Co-parenting can definitely exist. I do have some notes here, but with intention and with patience, it's very much possible. Both parents have to be responsible, have to be patient with one another. The key thing is to communicate and respect each other. If you do not have that, it's just going to fail.
I absolutely agree. For me, communication that's effective and respect. You have to have mutual respect for each other. You can't talk to each other any kind of way. You can't be disrespectful. You can't talk down. Like, you have to have that mutual respect, because if you don't have that mutual respect, you can't have effective communication either, because it's like it's just constantly bumping heads.
Right.
So co-parenting, absolutely, I agree, can exist with two level-headed people. You
Right.
both
And it
have to
could be
be.
fun as well.
It can, like for example, yesterday I took the girls to an international fest and I just shot Zion's dad a picture. He was like, "Oh, where y'all at?" And he was just like, we have conversations outside of Zion, but it's because we're at a good place in our relationship
Right.
as co-parents. We don't cross those lines or those boundaries, but we can actually communicate as friends as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, question number 2 asks, what does it take to be an effective co-parent?
And I could just piggyback off of what I just said, like
Right.
effective communication and mutual respect. Those are two big things for me. And I feel like if you don't have those two things, it's gonna make the relationship extremely hard. Like because no one's listening to each other, no
Mm-hmm.
one's thinking in the best interest of the child, which is the most important thing to co-parent is you have to think in the best interest of your child. You have to set all your emotional feelings aside.
Right. And I picked off of 10 things actually off the internet that are relatable. So I'm going to read those off to you quickly. 1 is practice empathy. 2 is be open and flexible with all schedules. 3, pick your battles. 4, communicate directly with the other parent. Oh, that's an
Yeah.
ongoing issue. Sometimes we fall short and we either write the person that's significant to them, their significant other,
Mm-hmm.
or the grandparents, and it shouldn't be like that. We all should be grown and more mature enough to communicate directly with each other,
Yes.
and nobody else outside of that.
Absolutely.
Number 5 says remember that they are your ex, but also your co-parents. 6, make exchanges short and sweet. 7, respect their time, respect your child's time with their parent.
Yes.
Let them have them when they want them, but also, bring them back on time. They have a schedule that they need to tend to. So we don't want to throw the children off.
Yeah.
8, share, like she just said, share photos and share grades and accomplishments. Kids love that because you're celebrating them. Also, because, all parents should know exactly what's going on with their kids if they care enough. They should want to know what's going on in their everyday lives. 9 is encourage your child to communicate with the other parent. And we'll jump to that in another question as well later on. So, but definitely. And 10, enjoy your time off with your children.
Yes.
Because everybody needs a break.
Enjoy it, okay? You're going to miss them, but enjoy that time off, okay?
Right. Don't rush them back home.
So the third question is, can you co-parent and still have emotional ties and or sex?
Absolutely not. Been there, done that. You don't trust me, you don't want to do that. Having sex with someone that you're not in a relationship with, period, and especially your children's kids, when you don't have intention on being together long term, I would not do that.
Yeah.
It only hinders your heart and your mind, and you're not able to think clear with a clear head.
Absolutely. Sex clouds judgment. 100%. Like you're no longer thinking in the best interest of your child. You are now thinking emotionally, and a lot of people say like, oh, she's just mad and bitter because she won't let him do this with his child. 9 times out of 10, those type of women are still having sex with their child's father, so they're not thinking clearly. They're not able to function and think, okay, what's in the best interest of my child, because now they're thinking with their emotions because they still are having those type of interactions with the child's father and vice versa. Like, no, absolutely not.
Because women aren't the only ones who have emotions. The men do as well.
Absolutely not. Like, men do it too.
Okay. Number 4 is it okay for the child to meet the parents of the parent's significant other?
I say yes. I like Zion's dad has a girlfriend, and before they have a child together, and before they had their child together, I know she was a part of Zion's life. My only thing is, as long as you're doing my child right, as long as my child isn't coming to me and saying you're doing anything mean, harmful, or there's no issues, I have absolutely no problem with my children being around their father's significant other, especially if they're going to add value to their life. Like, I have no problem with it. And I feel like as a woman, it's important to communicate with the child's mother as well in a positive way, because if you're going to be a part of my child's life, I actually kind of want to know who you are, because if I'm not able to get in contact with him, I need to be able to get in contact with you to find where my child is if they're with you. So
Totally agree. I definitely see no issue with the child having relations with the parents' significant other. Rio's father has been married before, and he's currently engaged. And both women I know, the woman that he was married to previously, amazing. I loved her from the very beginning, and I was actually sad to see them divorce. Rio and her were very close. I was very close with her. We had a wonderful relationship. My daughter loved her, and she loved my daughter. She was my daughter's other mother in my eyes. Um, with his new woman, I love her as well. My daughter loves her. She treats her right. As long as my child is A1, I'm A1 with everything.
yeah,
My only thing is introduce us the proper way. Let us be able to have a good co-parenting relationship as well. Because if they're going to be a part of my daughter's life, they're a part of my life, and I want to treat them as such.
yeah.
They're family, and that's just what it is. Um, so that can definitely exist.
So number 5, should we as mothers make it our duty to make our child known to their father's side of the family?
No, that's not our job. That is the father's job. Or if you're the father, that's the mother's job, whatever. So be it. It's not our job to go out to extend ourselves to the other side of the family. This goes for anyone, friend, family, whatever. If you want to be a part of the child's life, you're the adult. You need to take action and put
Absolutely.
yourself out there enough for that child to get to know you, want to be around you, and make us comfortable of you being alone with them as well.
I had to learn this over time because I was that mom who made that extra effort to make my child known to her father's side of the family. And after a while, when it's just you doing the work, you trying to make your child, it becomes so draining. Once you cut off your part of extending yourself and extending your child to that father's side of the family, that's when you will find out who really even cares. Because as soon as you cut off, oh, I'm the one constantly pushing my child on you, once you cut that off, they're not going to, the people who actually care are going to continue to try to make themselves valid and known in your child's life. Right. And the people who don't,
you won't hear from them.
You won't hear from them.
So,
witness, you won't hear.
Yeah, I've been there as well, and only time will tell. And what I've learned is not to overextend myself. You want to be a part of my child's life, you make the effort as well.
Yeah.
Because I've also had friends who have came and gone, and I don't want anybody who's not going to be in my child's life long term to reach out to me. I don't need her to feel that pain or that hurt. It's not fair to her.
Yeah.
Or him, excuse me. Okay, so we're moving on to question number 6, and it said, should we force co-parenting? Hell no.
No.
No, you should definitely not have to force co-parenting.
Like my aunt says, you can't make somebody do what they want to do. If he is showing you he does not want to be a father, sis, let that go.
Let it go.
Let it go. That's what child support for.
And
we'll talk about it in another video.
Oh yeah, that'll be another video, which we're hoping that we'll have a guest for that one.
Yes.
So.
That's what it's for. Legally or willingly. That's what I told both of them. You could do it legally or willingly. One or the other is your decision. I'm not about to try to make you do something you don't want to do. But at the end of the day, I ain't make this child alone. Yeah, okay. So you're going to help one way or the other.
One way or another. I would drop them off.
Number 7, co-parenting with multiple people, which
I think we kind of touched base with that.
Yeah.
Already, in a sense.
for me, co-parenting with multiple people, like if you have like we both have an older child, so like and our older child, like we have this system in place with their fathers, so we try to incorporate the younger child's father into that system because it makes our life easier because we're both the custodial parents, we're both
Right.
the ones having to have the kids the majority of the time.
Right.
So when they're away, we kind of want them to be away at the same time, like
It would only
essentially.
make sense, especially because as they age, when they go to two different homes, they kind of ask questions or
Yeah.
don't want the child to feel a certain way, like how come I'm here with you and my other sibling is gone with their father.
Right.
And we don't want that. If one's gonna be gone, the other should be gone during the same time. But if that's not able to happen, just openly communicate that so we can learn how to effectively place that child where they should be and just be
Right.
able to help mend their minds about that situation.
Yeah.
Question 8. Do birthdays and holidays coexist?
Um, I say birthdays, yes. Holidays, no.
I said the exact same thing. I put birthdays, yes, and I put holidays, we can switch back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, which, I mean, birthdays, I think that should be something that we're celebrating the child specifically. So I think
Yeah.
all parents need to be involved when it comes to that.
I feel like we should all be mature enough,
To put
both
aside,
families, both parents to come together and
right,
celebrate this child. Like, holidays are different. Those are intimate times that you spend with your individual family. So I like to alternate holidays. Like one holiday, Thanksgiving this your year, Christmas is my year. And we alternate the next year. That's how I like to do it in my household. Like if my kids are both gone, and this like piggybacks back on co-parenting with multiple people. If one child is with her father for Christmas, I need the other child to be with her father for Christmas. That way, not one is with me and the other is, and it goes because when they're small and they're in the house together and one is gone, like I miss my sister, like or I miss
right.
my brother. Why couldn't I go with them to such and such? So yeah.
Yeah. In the past, when it comes to both Jace and Rio, I've celebrated birthdays with Rio's dad's side of the family. We do it together. Jace's father's side, I really don't know anyone from that side, but me and him did have birthday together with Jace's siblings as well. Holidays, me and Rio's dad. Between the two of us, one gets real half the morning to the afternoon, and the other one gets the other because they kind of open gifts later in the evening. So normally she'll open like first thing in the morning because we're up bright and early, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning at my mother's house, and we'll open gifts there. And then later on, her father will come get her, and she opens gifts there. And that's kind of what it goes like when it's during Thanksgiving too. We
Yeah.
haven't just picked just one certain day, but we live right here in the same city, so it was able to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what works for you, what
Well,
what works for
for
you
you, right?
in
Everyone's
your
not gonna be the same,
household.
right?
Yeah. So
I'm
number
sorry.
9, y'all were almost done. Number
Yay.
9, is it okay to argue in front of the child? No,
Mm-mm.
don't do it. Your child should not be made aware of anything that is going on between the father and the mother.
Ever. Don't try to ask questions. Don't try to pry. Don't do any of that because the children they never forget. And don't y'all forget, we were all kids before. Things that have internally hurt us in the past with our parents,
Mm-hmm.
we remember that. You know what I'm saying? So just understand and install in your brain that everything that you do, your child is watching you. They're seeing you, and you
Yeah.
don't want them to get any negativity about either one of their parents.
Absolutely not. Like I just think of my only memory of my father and my mother is them always arguing and me being with my stepmother while they in the other room arguing. That's
Same.
all that I remember. And I'm 30, like, and that's all that I have to remember of their interaction together. So I don't want that for my kids. I don't want them to have an interaction or have a memory of, oh, all my mom and do all my mom and dad do is argue. So absolutely not. Do not implant those type of memories in your children's minds.
Right. All right. And number 10, this is our last question. Is it okay to badmouth the other parent to the child? Should the child be made aware of any shortcomings?
No.
No, 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 no. Let's be very mature here, people. We have to set an example for our children. Like we said, do not say anything negative. Do not install anything negative into your child's brain about their mother or father. They will see exactly who their parents are as they age, and therefore they'll be able to make their own decision of what they saw and what they have witnessed for themselves.
Absolutely. That's why for both mothers and fathers who aren't in their kids' life in the early stage, once they get older, that's when, like if you're not in your child's life in the early stage, you still have time to make that up.
Yeah,
because they don't remember, oh, you weren't there changing my diaper, or you weren't there feeding me. But they're going to remember, oh, he didn't come to my father-daughter dance or my mother-son dance or whatever the case may be. They didn't come to my game. They didn't come to my graduation. Those are the things that you want to really be there for, because those are the things that they will remember. And as the custodial parent, you don't want to plant a image of, oh, your daddy ain't this or your mama not that in your child's mind. Let them come to that determination based upon their interaction with their mother and father. Like, there should be no bad seeds planted, because you don't want that done to you. Like, I don't want my child to go to her father's and him planting bad seeds about me to her, and vice versa. Like, so leave your children out of it. Whatever is going on between you and the other parent, that should stay between y'all. Like, y'all work it out. The child should never be made aware of what's going on.
Never be made aware, especially of things like financially as well. Don't let your child know, we don't got this, ask your parent. Or, you can't throw that, because they feel bad, they feel awful, and they don't want to ask you for things. They don't want to come to you for things because they feel like they're overbearing, and it should never be like that. Let a child be a child.
Period. Absolutely. Let these kids be kids. Like, do not involve them in your drama.
Yes.
They too young. That's
it's not fair, and it's not right.
Absolutely. So I think that was our last question.
Yay. I hope we gave you guys some great feedback. I mean, I don't want to call it feedback. It's not feedback.
Yeah, it's just like, this is our truth, and we're just speaking from our experience.
Right.
I
mean, there's no wrong or right to co-parenting, but we do want y'all to do things that are effective, that will help you in the long haul instead of hurting you.
Yeah, absolutely. And things that will be in the benefit of your children, because they are the most important people.
They're the most angels. Yeah. They're innocent.
We're excited.
Yeah, very excited.
So be sure, if you have not already, subscribe to our channel.
Yes, subscribe, like, share, comment.
Let us give us feedback. We will be discussing, and if you're not following our Instagram page already, definitely go to Flyy Mommy Life.
Flyy with 2 L's.
I thought that's Y's.
Just kidding.
But go to our Instagram page and follow Flyy Mommy Life. We also have a Facebook page, Flyy Mommy Life, as well. We will be putting out questions and polls for our next video topic, so please tune in and give us your feedback. If you have any questions or if you have any opinions, we have an email box, flymommylife@gmail.com. Again, that is flymommylife with 2 Y's @gmail.com. Shoot us an email, and
keep in touch with us. Again, The Original Rika on Instagram,
and Just Ryan Ashley.
All right, guys.
Until next time, bye guys.
Thanks for tuning in.